Hey y'all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. Today I am excited to bring you this video because it has been a long time in coming. I have a bunch of, I'm not even going to call them reviews, but I have a bunch of products that I am done trying. Like I either, for one reason or another, either I kind of just think they're meh or I just can't stand them, but I have been trying to test them, but they are at the point where it's just like I don't want to make myself use them anymore, so I'm not going to. So I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts with you guys in this video today. I have been trying these, trying to make them work, but either I don't like them and I can't stand using them, but I feel like I haven't used it enough or, you know, given it enough of a try to give you a well-rounded review, so I don't really want to title these as like thorough reviews. However, I'm done trying them. I'm not planning to do any kind of thorough review, so this is kind of where the road ends when it comes to me in these products and trying to review them. So I thought I'd sit down on camera and just share my thoughts and opinions on all of them, whether they were just such a struggle to get through, such a struggle to use, and I'm getting rid of them ASAP, or they're just okay, they're not that great, but I don't know, I can't put my finger on it strong enough to feel like I can give it a review, but I'm done trying to review it, if that makes sense. Like all of these are either going to be decluttered out of my collection or go into my everyday makeup drawer. I'm not planning to review them any further on my channel, so this is the only video you're going to kind of see them featured in as far as I've got it planned. But yeah, a lot of them are just products that I think aren't that good, and I want to share with you guys why before I move on with my life and go back to products that I know are wonderful or try some new ones to try to discover new favorites. So let's go ahead and hop right into it and share with you guys all these products that I am just done trying and I'm not going to review anymore. Okay, so I have no rhyme or reason for the order of these products. I'm just gonna kind of reach into this little container that I have here and share with you guys my thoughts, and we'll move through it that way. First off, let's go ahead and talk about the Uoma Beauty Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I picked this up because one, I've been curious to try the brand, but two, also the Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, it just sounded intriguing. It sounded like something I would enjoy because it has that soft matte to it, but it's also hydrating, so I thought it might be a little bit more of a natural look to my face, and I bought it when I was on sale, so it's like, hey, let's give it a try. You know, it's not full price, and I can't stand this foundation. Oh my goodness, I get so oily when I wear this. It's insane. Like when they say hydrating foundation, they mean hydrating foundation. I think I've worn this a grand total of like maybe 4 times, I guess, and each and every time within like 2-3 hours of me wearing it, I would just feel the grease on my face, and I would look in a mirror and I'd be so shiny, like so shiny. Like today I feel like I look pretty shiny. We'll talk about what I'm wearing on my face, but today I feel pretty shiny, but this is like matte compared to how shiny this foundation made me look. Oh my goodness. There was one day I wore it, maybe it was the first time, because I was like, oh, weightless, like it would be really nice going to the church service, and by the time I left, I had, like, my face was so greasy, I looked so shiny, I could just like, and not only did I look shiny, like I could just go like this and just the foundation would wipe off my face. Now if you don't know, I have oily skin, so I think this being hydrating with my oily skin, it was not a great mix. It slipped and slided off my face not even halfway through the day. So after I used it a couple of times, I was just like, this isn't made for me. I'm not going to sit here and try to make it work. I'm not going to sit here and try to, like, you know, critique the formula and let you guys know, you know, how it wears and whatnot, just because I just can't get it to wear on my oily skin. So I'm done with this foundation. I'm probably going to return it, and yeah, I tried. Next up for a foundation is the EXA Foundation. Now this one is titled a High Fidelity Semi-Satin Foundation. Again, trying to find a foundation that isn't fully matte. I want that like demi-matte, that kind of like skin-like, so that's why I picked this up, and this one's okay. This definitely does make me oily by the midday mark, but it's not anywhere near as bad as Uoma Beauty, so I didn't mind it as much. However, every time I wear this, by the end of the day, I never liked how it looked. Also too, both of these were the wrong foundation shade, and both of these I can't get in store, so in order to like purchase them or like get my right shade, I have to return them and then buy them again online, but both of them weren't on sale anymore, so it's just, that's also a hassle all in itself because I'm mixing product in to try to get my right shade. Anyway, I've worn this so many times, and I can't even tell you a review on it because every time I wear it, I'm so unimpressed, or it's just so okay, or I just have little issues. Like I said, I get very oily throughout the day, so finally I was like, why am I sitting here wearing this day in and day out? I don't enjoy wearing it. By the end of the day, I'm kind of ready just to take it off because I don't think it looks good on my oily skin, and you know, I don't know, I feel like I can't give you guys a very well-rounded, thorough review on it because it's just very unimpressing for me and my oily skin. Like it doesn't give me the type of skin that I want, and you know, I just don't enjoy, I don't look forward to wearing it. So So that's kind of why it's like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to make myself review. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out all the ins and outs of like what I think about this foundation and if I like it. All I know is it's just not great for my skin tone. It's not great, perfect match for my skin color. And it's just not my preference when it comes to how my foundation wears throughout the day. So I'm not going to make myself wear it anymore. Let's take a break from foundation for a minute and let's go over to mascara. I picked up the Air Volume Mega Mascara. Now this one's kind of a review, but it's honestly not the most thorough review. I think I've worn this a total of 4 times, but I hate it so much. I'm not going to continue trying it. I'm not going to continue waiting for the formula to like enrichen up or whatnot. I don't like this. This mascara I got because I saw a couple people who tried the Sky High and said it's terrible. Try this and say like, this is so much better than the Sky High. I don't understand the hype for the Sky High. So I was like, you know what? I love the Sky High. Let me give this a try, because if this is better than the Sky High, maybe this is amazing. And oh my goodness, no. I feel like this just clumps all of my mascara, or all of my mascara. I feel like it clumps all of my lashes together and I get like 5 lashes. And that's just not the type of look I'm going for. I heard a lot of people saying that this holds a curl better. I really don't know that because I don't really pay attention to my curl, like my lash, the amount of curl I get with my lashes. I don't curl my lashes before putting on mascara. I feel like I have relatively curly, like they're nice and curled naturally. So when I put mascara on, I really don't notice a difference from the beginning of the day to the end of the day to say that I can see them falling. I don't have very straight lashes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I couldn't really attest to that, but just putting this on my lashes, like, oh my goodness, no, I did not like this. And like I said, I think I wore it 4 times and I was just like, why am I continuing to use this when I have, you know, I have my Sky High that I absolutely love right here that I can use and get great use out of before it goes bad and I have to throw it away instead of spending and wasting my time on this. So that's what kind of where I'm like, you know what, I'm done with it. I don't care if I have a thorough review. I don't care if I make sure I use you all up. I just don't like using you. And I've used it a couple times as a mascara topper, but even then I feel like I just get clumpy lashes and that's just not what I like. So I'm done trying this. I want to touch on the P.Louise Base. This, again, like, I feel like I can't even tell this a really good review because I don't, you know, I haven't sat here and tested it enough to give you guys like pros and cons and very thorough and well-rounded review. I think that's why I'm calling this video not so much as a review as just like, this is what I've done and I'm done trying kind of video. So with this, I've been using these on and off for months, but like I said, I haven't paid close enough attention to really give you ins and outs. So that's why I'm not really titling this a review, but I'm kind of done trying these because I just don't think they're all that. I mean, I feel like I hear so much hype. For reference, I have, what are the colors? Rumor 02 and Rumor 0. Okay, so I have like a skin tone, it's kind of like my skin tone color, and then I have a white. They're not, honestly, not really that great. I will leave linked up here, I forget which side it's on, but I'll leave it linked up here, a video where I did my makeup on camera. I used the P.Louise Worldy palette and I used this white on one eye and then a different white on the other eye before I put some matte shadows on top, and the difference between the mattes and the vibrancy of the mattes is astounding, and the P.Louise wasn't the one that was brightest. I forget what the other white was. I don't want to misquote it, so go check out that video to see which other one I used, but the P.Louise side that I used, the P.Louise white, was so dull in comparison to the other side. I was astounded. And then also too, like wear time, these don't hold up on my oily eyes. They really don't. They kind of crease and break up whatever kind of makeup I'm wearing throughout the day if I don't have a primer underneath them. And I don't know, I just don't feel like they're all that. I don't know, I feel like they have a whole lot of hype to it, but whenever I use it, I'm just kind of like, any one of these in my, this is my primer drawer, my eye primer drawer. Any one of these, I feel like I prefer or use just as well as these, and there's several in here that I would prefer over these. So for me, I don't get the hype. I've, you know, tried 2 of them. They're just fine. And when it comes to like the best eyeshadow primer, definitely don't think they're the best. And the white just honestly isn't that brightening. It really did dull my makeup when I used it to, you know, go underneath a matte foundation that I wanted to get as much brightness as I could. It dulled it down, so that was also disappointing. So I'm kind of, you know, done with these. I don't know if I'll even keep them. Maybe I'll keep them for backups or just to try something different or use as a comparison, but as far as like enjoying these and wanting to use them, I really don't. I always have to make myself use them because I'd much rather try like 10 other things in my collection before I reach for these. Okay, moving along, I also have to touch on the OFRA banana powder. This one is one of those things where I'm not going to review because I haven't tried enough to review. I think I would try this a total of 2 times. Literally twice, because I don't think I'm meant for banana powders. For me, maybe because it's the yellow being so close-ish to my undertone. I have a very yellow/golden undertone. I would kind of describe like a warm undertone is basically what I have. So when I use stuff underneath my eyes, I'm wanting to brighten it, and I felt like anytime I used this, it not only brought it down a bit because it's it's kind of close to my skin tone. I don't know, I don't see this as very brightening, but anytime I used it, it just made it look a little bit closer to my own skin tone. And when I'm, like I said, for my under eyes, I want it to be a little bit brighter and not white, but just a little bit lighter. And, you know, using this, I just felt like when I was done, it almost like there was no kind of brightness. It just looked very much like I just took my foundation all the way up to my under eyes, and I don't know, I didn't like the look of the yellow, basically is what I'm trying to say. And also too, I felt like it caked it a little bit. Like I have other setting powders for my under eyes that are a lot finer that I enjoy more. So I don't know if it's this product or just yellow banana powder in general that I don't like, but I didn't enjoy it those 2 times. I've kept it in my drawer for like months trying to use it, and I just never have. So I'm like, you know what, you're done, Katie. You don't like it. Don't force yourself to use it. So I'm not. That's pretty much all I can say on that. I didn't enjoy the experience. Okay, next up is the NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium. Can someone tell me how to use this, because I am so confused. I thought it was kind of like a Duraline, or I'm trying to think of the other more famous ones where it's basically a liquid that you mix with, you know, a loose powder. You can mix it with like a loose glitter. You can mix it with like a cake liner or something like that, and it's the mixing medium to it. However, this is like a cream. I don't know if you can see when you put it on, like it doesn't run, so it's not a liquid. So anytime I use this to try to mix in a loose powder with, it turned the product clumpy. And I don't know about you, but like trying to apply a loose eyeshadow and mix this together and apply it on your eyes, it looked clumpy on my eyes, and it was very hard to get a smooth application because it's just so thick, and it just didn't look right, and I don't understand how to use this product. Again, I could totally be using it wrong, but I just don't. I feel like if it was a liquid, I would have a much easier time going, oh yeah, add it to things, you know, mix it around, you know, kind of like with the cake liner, you add water, mix it around, you do your eye look, and it's done. Like, it's not that complicated. But something with this being such a thick cream, it's not even like a thicker cream, like it's just a gel, you know, because like you pull it out and it doesn't move, like it just sits there. It's just super, super thick. I don't know. I can't figure out this consistency. And this is, again, a product that I think I've tried 3 times total. It's sat in my drawer for months. I don't want to use it though. Anytime I think about, you know, using something like this, I tend to go for this is the MBA Cosmetics Glitter Foil and Line FX. This is a liquid, so again, so much easier to figure out and use. With this being a cream, I can't figure it out, so I don't use it. And I have had it sitting in my drawer for months, trying to like get around to using it so I can give you guys a thorough review, and I'm done. Like, I'm done trying. I'm done having this in my drawer sitting there staring at me, trying to get me to use it. I don't know how to use it, so I'm done with it. I've tried a couple times. It's just a weird product. Okay, next up is the Benefit Cha Cha Tint. I don't know why I pulled this out to use. Katie, you don't even like blush, period. Like today I'm not wearing any blush. It just is bronzer and highlight. And not only am not crazy about blush, but I'm also not crazy about liquid / cream. Well, I'm not crazy about cream products. I definitely don't like liquid bronzer, cheek highlight type of products. So I don't know why I pulled this out and was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll use this for Benefit. I've never used it, ever. Maybe one day, but I just, anytime, it's been sitting in my drawer for months, anytime I think about it, I'm just like, nah, I'll pick something else, and I just haven't. So I need to pass this along and just get it out of my collection and give it to a sister, or you know, someone else who can enjoy using this. Maybe someone who, I feel like it's just better for someone who has very light makeup and you just want a little flush, because I mean, I think that looks cute on my hand. Like, it looks really pretty, nice little flush. I do find it a little bit concerning that where I like drew the line for the swatch and then blended it out, like that line's already stained. You can still see that line. That'd be kind of scary on your face, but I don't know. I'm just scared of this. I just don't like liquid, you know, cheek products, liquid blushes and stuff like that. So I'm just not going to try to force myself to use it anymore. I am getting it out of my collection, and end of story. Okay, next up, I feel like I have a hair stuck in my lashes. Next up is from PIXI. This is the Brightening Vitamin C Balancing Priming Oil. Now, priming oil sounded so interesting. I had to try it, and if you can't see, it has like 3 sections of this. There's like a heavy, I guess a heavy oil down here, some lighter oil in here. I don't know, heavy, light, lightest, you guys get the picture. There's 3 different sections here, and in order to use it, before you use it, you really give it a good hard shake to make sure you mix up all those products, and then boom, you use it like this. I saw Paulina's Beauty, I think she went through the whole thing, and she might have even repurchased, I don't know, but I know she finished one of these, and so I was like, oh, she likes it, like maybe I'll give it a try. So I tried it a couple times. I think she and I have a very different skin. I think I asked her if she has more dry skin because my oily skin with a priming oil, oh my goodness, my foundation wouldn't like stay on my face. I remember putting just a little bit of this on, letting it sit, and then going on with a foundation that I was very familiar with and put it on, and it just looked like the foundation was sitting on top of my face. Like it just looked so cakey, so thick, so heavy, and just so wet. Like it just didn't look like it was drying and settling and kind of going into my face. And then, you know, putting anything on top of that, anytime I touched my face, it was just coming right off, like not even hard touching, just like a little bit. It was like, oh yeah, there's all the foundation and there's a nice big bare spot. So me having such oily skin, I do not need a priming oil, or I just don't know how to use a priming oil, so I used this twice and I was done. So I feel like I don't really have a good review to give you guys, except to say that I don't think this is meant for my skin tone or my skin type, and I shouldn't have tried it to begin with. Okay, I'm also going to touch on this MBA Cosmetics Liquid Glitter Bling It On. I've had this in my drawer to test out so I could give you guys a review for months, might even be well into the middle of last year, and I'm just tired of sitting there. I don't wear glitter enough to use this. I know I've tried it once, but I can't remember my thoughts on that day. So I left it in my drawer. I was like, okay, Katie, you gotta leave it in your drawer and try it again so you can actually give a review, but I don't want to use it, and I rarely ever use it. I rarely ever think to try glitter, so it's just sat there and sat there and sat there, and finally when I was grabbing out all these products and trying to just get products out of my everyday makeup drawer that I was done trying to use, hence this video, this was one of those products that's just like, I'm done having it sit there and haunt me every day because I'm not that person to use glitter. So I'm going to be throwing this into my drawer, not to say it's bad or anything. I'm going to put it in my drawer with my glitter, my liquid glitters and stuff like that, and I'm sure maybe I'll use it eventually, maybe, but I don't know. I'm just not in the mood enough to use it. It does intrigue me that it is a liquid glitter, so a lot easier to apply, but I just don't use glitters enough. So sorry I can't give you a review. Sorry I can't even tell you that one time that I did use it, what I thought about it, but I'm done trying it. I'm done having it sit in my drawers because I don't wear glitter enough. Okay, let's go ahead, and I forgot I had two other mascaras here. This is the Surratt, what is this even called? This is the Lash tint. Now I did a video on this and I got some comments saying like, Katie, it's a tint. It's not really meant to be a mascara, so hence why you're not really seeing much. So I definitely think that has something to do with why I'm not crazy about it. But besides that, I don't like the actual tool. So I don't think it's just the product itself. I don't like the tool to apply it because because it's like that screw shaped thing, I had to shove it against my lashes and really push and curl it up to get the product on. And because of that, I feel like I'm always like pushing on my lashes and just having to be aggressive with my lashes. I don't know, something about a usual mascara wand, I feel like you give it a little push, and then as you kind of pull it through, the bristles or whatever of the mascara kind of grab and coat and help comb your lashes. And I feel like that just helps the mascara transfer onto your lashes and really coat it. With this being just so flat and just so smooth, I feel like it's just hard to get it to transfer because it's not really, you know, there's no bristles to grab my lashes as I comb it through. So it's just a hassle to apply, and I feel like I have to be so rough, and I'm like really pushing on my lashes, like literally pushing to the point where I can always feel it touching, like my lashes curling back and touching my eyelid. Like that's how much I have to push. So I just don't like it. Again, I don't feel like I've worn this enough though to give you guys a solid review because I just don't enjoy reaching for it. I've had it sitting in my drawer since I did that video, and I think I've used it maybe twice, 3 times after that, but I don't enjoy the process of putting it on, so that's why I just always opt for another mascara. So finally I was like, you know what, Katie, you don't like using this, you've had it in your drawer for forever, just be done with it. You don't always have to review everything. So this is another one of those things that it's just, I'm tired of trying it. I'm tired of trying to make myself use it to review it, so I'm not going to be reviewing it. It's not a good fit for me. And one more mascara. I feel like I had a lot of mascaras and foundations, but anyway, another mascara. This is the Flower Beauty Warrior Princess Mascara. I do not enjoy this mascara really at all. It's just, it doesn't do anything, I feel like, is why I'm just not the craziest fan of it. It reminds me of a Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, the type of wand that it gives. Now, I do have the Flower Beauty, the Lash Warrior, like this is the original, and then this came afterwards, the Lash Princess, and I really like this one. Like, this is fantastic. I've gone through several tubes of that. I think it's a great mascara to really curl, define, and give you, you know, definition in your lashes and length, but this just doesn't really, I feel like it just clumps it together and just doesn't do much besides that, and I just really don't like mascaras that just clump. clump. Like, I'm not that person that just wants it super clumpy. I want it to coat through. Sure, it can clump up as you go, but I want a good coating of mascara to really define my lashes and make them really nice and black, and then they can start, you know, clumping together and giving a lot of definition. But I feel like all this gives is definition, but not in the way that I enjoy. It's just like definition with like clumping all my lashes into 2 strands, and that's just not what I'm there for, so I don't enjoy this. It's another mascara that I used a few times and I was just like, man, I really don't like how my lashes look, and I would always avoid using it after that. So I'm done with it. I'm not gonna push myself to review it and give it like a super in-depth review. So I'm done. I'm done trying to review it. I'm not going to be reviewing it just because it's not a mascara I enjoy. Alright, so we have 2 more foundations and then we'll be done. This is the Kevyn Foundation Balm Tint, I think is what it's called. It's that one in the little jar. I have used this foundation a total of 3 times, and each and every time it was atrocious. Like, this is a foundation that when I apply it on, I go and blend it in, and I try to use a very little bit because I do know this is a balm, so I don't want that kind of balmy feel. And I feel like the first time I definitely used just like way too much, and it was just thick and cakey and it looked terrible. So the next time I was like, let me make sure I really buff it out and blend it in, and it still looked terrible. It looks so cakey, it looks so heavy, it looks terrible around my nose, and as it wears throughout the day, it continues to look worse. And so the third time I used it, or I wore it, I tried to use a mattifying primer underneath it to kind of help that prevent that kind of balmy, that like, you know, really thick and just like all my oils are coming through look to cake up my foundation. So I tried a mattifying foundation and that didn't work at all. So I'm just kind of done trying to make this work. I've heard that people who enjoy this, but I just can't get it to work on my skin. So I'm kind of done. I did enjoy like the, you know, full coverage it gave without having to use too much product, but for me, I just couldn't get this to apply and look like skin. It applied and looked like wet foundation, like wet, very full coverage foundation that never really wanted to settle and just sat on top of my skin, and that's not a look I really want to go for. So I'm just kind of done trying this. I don't, like I said, I think I wore it 3 times, so I don't feel like I can give a very thorough review, but I avoid wearing this like the plague. It's sat in my drawer for months, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I'll do that one tomorrow. I really don't want to, you know, mess with it today. So I just keep avoiding it. So I need to just get rid of it. It's not for me. I'm done trying. I'm tired of forcing myself to try, so hence I'm not. Oh, I forgot one, so I'm sorry. There's going to be 2 more before we're done. But this is the YENSA BB Foundation, BB NCC Full Coverage Foundation. This is what I'm wearing today. So I feel like I am super glowy, and I don't mind it terribly at this moment. However, from this point on, it will continue to get really, really oily, or not really, really oily, but it will continue to get very shiny on my face, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But on top of that, another reason why I'm just like, it's just okay, is because I feel like I don't like how it wears throughout on my face throughout the day, especially because I have little children. I have a lot of people touching my face, you know, snuggling with kids and whatnot, and I'm constantly like, especially the lower half gets a lot of, I don't know, wear time throughout the day and a lot of friction and whatnot. So I feel like every time I wear this foundation, it just looks really bad by the end of the night, because everywhere that, you know, someone has touched with this or rubbed on it, it comes off, or it just looks very splotchy, and that's not my preference. However, with saying that, I do feel like it's a very nice, very, you know, natural, very glowy type of foundation. So I can see a lot of people enjoying this, and I can even see myself enjoying this at a different stage in my life when I'm not having a little one who's always like touching my face, and maybe I'm not, you know, going so simplistic with my face, and I have more time to prep and, you know, use the primers and figure out a good primer that will work with this and whatnot. But at this stage in my life, I just don't. So I feel like anytime I wear this, I'm not the craziest. I don't really love how it looks at the end of the night. So that's why I'm just kind of going to be done reviewing it. I'm going to put it into my makeup collection, and maybe I'll revisit in a little bit. Maybe in the winter it would be better when my skin is drier and I won't have a, you know, little one to take care of. He'll be a little bit older, and then maybe I will enjoy it more. So that's why I'm not really calling this a review. This is just kind of what I've experienced while using it. But I don't feel like I have a solid enough review, and I've given it enough of a try, and I've used different type of primers and stuff to really be able to give a thorough review. So it's going into my makeup collection, and I will revisit it later on, and maybe I'll review it then. Okay, last step. This is the PUR 4-in-1 Tinted Moisturizer. I really thought I liked this, and I cannot count how many days I've worn this. Like, I feel like with the amount of days that I've worn this, probably getting close to a month, you know, of all the days added together. I feel like with that many days that I've worn it, I should have a very good review to give you guys, because I've worn it a lot. However, this is a product that either the days just didn't match up and they were crazy and I wasn't able to give it enough attention, or I don't know, I just don't think it's all that great and it's all that remarkable. And especially for me personally, because I have this CoverGirl BB cream for oily skin, the Clean Matte, this is a BB cream that is so amazing. It's so great on my skin. It stays all day, and this is a product that I can put it on and I like how it looks at the end of the day. I still get some wear down because it is a foundation. I I'm an active person, I have little kids, there is some wear, but it looks good. It's like a very graceful wear. But with this, you know, trying this after, you know, discovering this and enjoying it some more, anytime I wear this, I didn't like how it looked. It definitely looked a little bit more foundation-y on my face, especially compared to this. It just sat a little bit heavier, but also throughout the day, kind of the same story as the YENSA. By the end of the day, I really didn't like how it wore on this lower half of my face, and just, you know, with all the friction and whatnot, it looked very splotchy. It looked very makeup-y. It looked like my makeup was falling off. It just didn't look nice. And for me, with foundation and whatnot, I want it to wear away gracefully if it's going to wear away by the end of the day. And I don't mind if it wears away a little bit and still looks okay, but when it's wearing away and then like it's looking spotchy, it's looking very cakey, it's looking terrible around my nose and around my mouth, and it's like giving me some kind of mustache on my upper lip, that's not cute. I'm not the craziest about it, and that's kind of what I feel like I got most days when I use this. But again, it's not standing out in my mind enough for me to go like, okay, I feel like I can give a thorough review. It's just kind of like a, I don't think I enjoyed it most days that I wore it. Like, that's the only memory I have of it. So it's been sitting in my drawer for so long because anytime I'd be like, okay, can I review this? Like, do I have enough thoughts, you know, enough strong opinions? And I've tried all these different ways to be able to give you guys a review, and I'd be like, I don't remember. I need to try it some more. So I'd leave it in my drawer and I'd try it, and then it's just so unremarkable, I guess, that it doesn't stick out in my memory. So I'm going to put this in my makeup collection and I'll revisit it later on. But definitely, I feel like if I can give you a review, it's not the best type of 4-in-1 tinted moisturizer out there. It's definitely not my favorite in my collection. This is my #1 favorite, and then I have others that I just enjoy more and that just wear way more gracefully than that one did. So it's just fine. I'm going to be putting in my makeup collection, and I'm just done trying it. I'm done trying to test it out to review. I'm done trying to review it. I'm not going to really review it besides in this video. Okay, so those are other products that I wanted to touch on in this video today, on products that I am done trying to review, products that I'm not going to review on my channel anymore just because they're not a good fit for me, or I'm just tired of trying to force myself to use them to review. So they are going to be either decluttered or put in my makeup collection for a later day, but they're not going to sit in my everyday makeup drawer. And yeah, I just wanted to share those thoughts and opinions with you guys before I went ahead and moved them along. So that was the purpose of this video. Let me know how you guys like this style of video, or if you guys found it was helpful or whatnot, or just enjoyable to watch. Honestly, just let me know your thoughts down below. Okay, my camera battery died just as I was finishing that up, so let's do the outro with a new camera battery. So if the lighting looks different, I feel like every time I change out the battery, it gets brighter or whatnot for whatever reason. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm over on Instagram, I'm LadyKatie92 if you want to follow me over there. I post something new over there about every day. And yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And with all that said, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.